Hey guys, welcome to Excel in U. Let's talk about selecting cells today. We need to be able to control which cells we have selected in order to better format and enter data when using Excel. To start with, we simply click on any given cell that we want to work within or format. I can move to any new cell by simply clicking on it. To move through different cells one at a time, I can use the arrow keys, right and left, up and down. I can use the tab key. Notice that we're starting on column I. As I use the tab key going to the right, if I hit enter, like a typewriter, it brings me back to the first column I started in, but on the next row down. Again, that's using the tab key, followed by hitting enter to move to the next row down, starting in the same column. Let's say I want to select multiple cells that are adjacent to each other. Let's start by using the Shift key. I'm going to press and hold the Shift key on my keyboard and start using the arrow keys. You can see now multiple cells are highlighted. If I start going down from here, I now have an entire range of cells. All cells in each column and row based off of my selection. I can backspace by using the up arrow versus the down arrow, the left arrow versus the right arrow. I can accomplish the same thing clicking with my mouse. Click on any one cell, find the cell in the bottom right corner of the range that you want to select, hold Shift, and click. Again, I'm going to select the topmost left cell of the information that I'm looking to select. Then I'm going to go to the bottommost right cell for that range. And that's how I select a range of cells using Shift. If I need to select cells that are not adjacent to each other, the Control key comes into play. I click on the first cell that I'm looking to format or control. I'm going to click and hold Control, then select my next cell, then the next one, and the next one, and the next one. If I need to select a range of cells, I can simply drag. I click and drag. Click, hold, and drag. And I can do this in either direction. That way, if I need to select multiple ranges of cells, I can do so with the Control key. All of these cells are selected simultaneously. Individual cells, rows, columns, and ranges are all selected simultaneously, even though they are not adjacent to each other. If I need data from an entire row or column, I can simply click on that column or row where it's the letter or the number for that column or row. That auto selects everything in that column or row. Shift and Control, arrow keys, all work the same for these formats. I can hold Shift and start pressing the down arrow to select multiple rows. And I can go back up from there as well. I can hold Control and click on a different row. So I can select multiple rows that are non-adjacent. I can do the same thing with columns, holding Shift and holding Control. Do you notice how after I selected with Shift, I switched to Control, and everything I selected with the Shift key is still highlighted, in addition to whatever I selected with the Control key. I even selected an individual cell along with these full columns that are selected. There's a lot of different ways that we can select data within Excel, and it's important to understand what's going to be the fastest and easiest for you to use depending on your use case and what you're trying to accomplish. Formatting, entering data, and creating formulas all requires the active use of selecting cells. Sometimes you need to select a lot of cells, and sometimes only a few cells. Some are adjacent, some are not. But this makes it much easier to understand what data you're trying to manipulate and do so as fast and quickly and easily as possible. See you guys next time.